Well, hello there, everyone. It's Liam Catterson here with another episode of Veronica Mars. We're in double digits for this season, as it's episode number 10 of season 3, and we are not just entering double digits, but I guess a new arc, really, given the fact that we resolved the Hearst serial rapist in terms of discovering not just the identity of one, but two, with Mercer and Mole being responsible for carrying out the rapes over the course of this season, including episode 16 of season 2, of course, because that was kind of like establishing what was going to be the plot for at least the first half of season 3, I guess. But again, like I said, we're entering a new arc because there is going to be the mystery of who shot the Dean, because of the fact that that ending with Weevil discovering his dead body, it's going to be very, very interesting, especially with the fact that the Dean made a lot of enemies, and that was very much apparent in the last episode. So yeah, but of course the Dean has been a very polarizing figure up until, of course, his death. So yeah, but it should be a very interesting mystery in regards to, figuring out who did it. So, yeah, but, I'm excited to get into this episode. So, with that said, it is Veronica Mars, episode 10, season 3. Let's go.
Get to class.
On my way. Oh, and Wikipedia says,
Wikipedia.
But a where called Manila
Wikipedia.
after hemp from the Philippines.
Oh no, that's a very relevant reference in regards to
I guess that would explain
what's happening
why
in the
this
UK
filing
at
was
the minute.
giving me a killer buzz. Oh,
Killer.
can I help you, Mrs. Odell?
Look, I didn't kill Cyrus, Keith. Neither did Hank Landry. But someone did.
Well, let me dig around. If I find anything,
Were you
I'll
with
take the
Hank
case.
up until the point of... Ooh, maybe it's another double situation. Them two plotted to kill the Dean. Oh, Jesus.
25, the whole project is dead.
And we'll be dead too if McGregor finds out we lost him. Who do you go to find a stolen monkey and 20 control group rats?
Ooh. Well...
Logan Eccles.
To allow us to monitor cholesterol breakdown at a cellular level. And he can play chopsticks.
There we go. You've bought her.
Any idea?
She wasn't impressed, and then you said that. Boom.
Charity, I charge extra. Think you can salvage anything off their hard drive?
Iffy. Looks like someone poured something on it.
Aha!
You've solved the case.
That is having
Roll
a
the end of the
recruitment
credits.
meeting tonight.
I think he had his heart broken and shot himself. I suspect his wife feels a tremendous amount of guilt.
So why take the case?
I haven't yet. I'm checking it out.
Physical plant after 6.
I mean, you can't just determine it was a suicide without, like, covering
Maybe I'll
all the
tell you
bases.
We should be out there. Or at
Oh,
the
we
very
can do
least,
this
not far enough from
investigation.
coming to us.
Okay.
Why doesn't Parker join in on this whole investigation?
He had a memo on the screen saying, "Goodbye, cruel world."
Oh.
His head fell on the Z. It's a shame, man.
It's kind of cliched
It's
as
pretty
well if
cool.
you gotta go to sleep and Z, of
Weird,
course, isn't it?
old White dude.
It's whiskey.
So,
Never got
what?
to open
I
that.
just wanted to see.
I think I told you the management asked if you'd stop doing that.
So you just took a picture of your genitals and just
Since when do you side with management?
flung it? Okay.
Young, single men in our sexual prime. And the only reason why we're not out there going hog wild is because of your feelings. What are we on the View?
Let him process
Remember
this
Rosie O'Donnell?
shit.
Here's something I read. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Think about that.
Think about letting
Really
him
think about it.
process.
Yeah, well,
You do. You gotta be careful with new members, I get it. But just so you know, I'm ready. Good to know.
Just the pat.
Your friend seems
Just the
pretty cool,
pat.
Some of us aren't so patient. Some of us want to get the message out a little more actively.
If you're interested, maybe you can prove yourself.
Ooh, this
What
goes
do you
back
have
to
in
the
mind?
monkey.
Just something that gets our attention. Surprise us.
More Old Testament sarcastic.
Sarcastic. Like he might leave a dumb cliche as a note, as a joke?
What did the note say?
Goodbye, cruel world, typed as a memo.
I didn't think of that. I should have thought about that. Someone could have... Oh, yeah. Because that's it, though. Someone could have framed it as a suicide and decided... And you know how I said it was so cliched? Where Weevil was like, oh, he must have passed out and pressed on the Z button. And yeah. And yeah, it's so cliched, isn't it? In terms of someone falling asleep and all of that and writing ZZZ. Someone could have planted a letter as if they were insinuating that the Dean was going to take his own life. And thus they could get away with murder, basically. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't think about that until Keith just brought it up there.
Write something cliched so you don't study the message. My example was Goodbye, Cruel World.
But could you take fingerprints? I don't know. Oh, so they used your... Oh. But yeah, could they take fingerprints? I mean, they might be wearing gloves, but just throwing out a hunch.
After you complete your research.
The only way to conclusively prove test results is through an autopsy.
So that monkey good life includes a blindfold and a last smoke?
But I'm a scientist. I'd never vandalize a lab. Ever.
It might be a scientist. It might be one of those three.
Oh my god!
Oh god.
I am...
Hey, look at this. Tell your friend you guys are in.
Damn.
That room.
Well played, Veronica.
Just go ahead and take them off.
Take what off?
You're close. For the calendar.
This wasn't
You
in
are
the
committed,
agreement. Right? This wasn't in the agreement. Oh!
Sorry. We do this to all the real gung-ho recruits.
But we totally love you guys. That Ed Argent thing was genius.
Okay. So you had them on the ropes there.
Some of us are gonna grab a bite.
So you're participating now? What about This Is Canada?
The moose.
A.
And I almost forgot a boot.
No more games, no more waiting around. I'm ready to be wooed.
Amen, sister. That was supporting, not joining. I do not want to be wooed.
Don't you want to hear all about how great you are? I mean, don't you want to
I think for Veronica, it's still too soon.
It's kind of like compulsion. But it's fun sometimes. It doesn't really leave time for what most people consider...
He's checking someone out. He's not even interested. What a jerk.
Yeah, well, I guess I should go.
Oh no, she's gonna be beating herself up, isn't she? Oh heck.
Wait, check it out.
I thought all we needed was some dudes, some tasty waves. And
Yeah,
some
he's
tasty
not interested.
We ain't bringing up. Bye.
Oh.
You left your ID.
Oh no. Unless this is his sister or some shit.
Pretty dressed up. Where are you guys off to?
See, look at him. He's flustered.
Club.
Club.
It's new.
Like camp.
Quick H2O as well. It's important to hydrate.
Yeah. Oh shit! In a box on my doorstep? Yeah, people know I'm the animals guy. It happens.
So they were like, look, this is your responsibility because you're the animals guy.
So,
Liberate them.
seems
You are bad. Man, I can't believe I just did that with Aaron Eccles' son.
Well, if he wasn't feeling like shit before, he definitely is now. Wow.
Bronson Pope's. I just poured over the computer with all the research on it. I had to remove the RAM card to let it dry out.
You told Bronson?
The cops
They
raided the place and the rats were gone.
shit.
I didn't want him to get into trouble.
off 25's cage a few weeks ago. The sound was driving me nuts on the weekends.
All right. It's okay.
Did you name him? Is that what happened?
Yeah, you
Name
gave him
who?
a name.
25.
George?
I heard him behind
Is he
the
called
door.
Curious George?
Sounds like he misses it. Making almost naughty quotes. You knew you could pin the break-in on Fat, and you knew Bronson would take care of your lab rats.
I had a feeling it was one of the scientists, but... Yeah.
To do the work, we have to turn our compassion off. Because things are harder to kill when they've got a name. Veronica Mars?
I don't blame him, but...
Meet Oscar.
Marcel was right there.
The data could still be useful as a comparison. If we can rush order another one, we might...
Another one?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck's
We should
sake.
have another monkey in another 6 days. Science marches on.
Burn this place down.
Yeah?
Because they're doing 2001 and 70mm tomorrow night, and
Yeah. Let's go.
okay. Great.
I want Mac to fry, because obviously
Bye then.
with Cassidy, yeah, but I hope this turns out great.
Case in the car.
Like, why bother with something that's not good? Because if it's not good...
It's bad. Exactly.
That tends to be the case.
But we know the difference, which not many people do. I mean, do you?
I think I do.
See, I think it's like 90% of life. Just knowing the difference.
Knowing the difference, yeah. Oh god, they are getting together. They are getting together. Alright, alright! Alright!
What's the craziest thing you ever did for a woman?
I shot a guy.
I knew this girl.
Come on, say it.
Best looking woman in the world, and yet figuring Molotov cocktail, I'll light the guy's car on fire.
Keith?
No more bother in the parking lot. She'll be impressed.
You torched the guy's car.
You ever light a rag soaked in straight gasoline? Thing exploded in my hands. I torched my car.
Must have been a hell of a girl. Like, for instance, kill Cyrus O'Dell for a woman. I wrote
Love
a
how
book too
sharp he is.
about profiling, reading people.
Keith tried to
Maybe
play
check it out.
ignorance, I guess.
Make the case.
Good. Thank you. So, what made up your mind?
Just
A bottle of whiskey.
scotch.
Yeah.
Hey, Pez, what's new?
Oh no!
Nothing, apparently.
I'll let you guys.
Oh no! I think Veronica's finally. Oh shit, he was into me, wasn't he? Oh shit. When he made that comment, he was into me. And that's where I thought things were gonna go. Because obviously with Veronica and Logan's breakup a couple of episodes ago, I thought, okay, well, I don't know if this is gonna be a forever thing or whatever. So yeah. But yeah. They got back quicker than I expected. They got back together quicker than I expected. So that is that. Still, that is really unfortunate for Piz. That is really unfortunate. I feel bad for him, I can't lie, but yeah, it's not something that I was immediately wanting to ship right out the gate because Logan and Veronica, right? But I had a feeling that are we developing towards these two? And then Veronica was like, you know what? Your words of encouragement about wanting the real thing and all of that, and not just settling for anyone and all of that, it sprung to me. I want that real thing with Logan. Because that's it, though. She wasn't the one that broke things up, and she was distraught. So yeah, an okay episode. Nothing too, grandiose. I would say with this, I guess, taking place in the fallout of the first arc closing up. But we didn't seem to I was kind of expecting some kind of mention of it, maybe. So yeah, just to I don't know, have the last sentence in, and then we will focus on, okay, well, this is the current state of affairs now in terms of the Dean's death and maybe other stories down the line. I'm sure the Fitzpatricks are going to get involved in whatever show they're going to cause Veronica, Keith, etc. So yeah, but like I said, I mean, it was an alright episode in terms of going to a standard case of the week in terms of, the whole monkey situation. Because, we did have, even though that Bronson did have a statement saying that, well, he had the rats delivered to him and all of that. We did have the case of the missing monkey, so yeah, and I did feel like one of the scientists were going to have some kind of involvement in terms of taking the monkey. It was one of two people, to be fair, in regards to who was going to take the monkey, and Gil was, I guess, one of the two in terms of suspects, in terms of the scientists. So yeah, otherwise Bronson was the only others suspect in my mind. But once we discovered that he just had the rats there and not the monkey, it was going to lead to one of the scientists, in my opinion. So yeah. Because, of course, this thing is, when they mentioned about the fat people, the fat group, having some protests and all of that, and not being, of course, for this, I just couldn't help but think back. I just couldn't help but think in regards to the fact that, this kind of stuff is not something that I can really blame them for in terms of being against it. Because, of course, you got living creatures being tormented all for the sake of this thing and that thing. And, of course, that's going, sometimes you just might not have... You might not just have the capabilities of going through with seeing monkeys, for example, being tormented and all of that. So, and which is understandable because, I can't imagine it, and it's a thing that it's a thing that does happen, and I just couldn't stomach it. So I just wouldn't stomach it, should I say? So it makes a lot of sense that Gil, especially in terms of his reasoning and all of that, in terms of having to take the monkey. It makes sense why Gil was had to jump ahead and take the monkey. So yeah, but there was also that sad statement as well when the monkey was reported to be never found, and Gil could keep the monkey, but of course no one else, including Dr. McGregor, I think his name was, the lead scientist, no one else is needing to know that information. It just breaks your heart, doesn't it, in terms of Veronica having to acknowledge that they're just going to get another monkey to torment. And so while she saved one, it's just really, really sad that another, you could just see the dejection on Veronica's face when she's like, what, another one? So this shit never stops. So, and it's just a really, really, it's just a really sad revelation. So yeah, but yeah, it was just interesting to go into this whole case, but also to Yeah, also to I guess introduce Bronson, because the only reason why one of the only reasons, as well as him being part of the like seemingly being a key figure of the Fat Group, but the only other reason why I suspected it could have been him was just because it did seem like they were building up to something towards him and Mac. And the pessimistic side of me is like, okay, well, this is going to be something that it's going to be one of those things that's too good to be true, right? In terms of, someone who does seem really, really decent having interest in Mac. So there's got to be something going on with him, right? And whereas he did herald the rats and all of that, like he did hold the rats in terms of that them being in his room, he didn't harbor the monkey. It is great that he is not like it does seem to be the indication that he's not going to be a one-shot wonder. He might appear in other episodes, which I do hope, especially for Mac's sake, because especially during this episode, you just saw how difficult it was for Mac to kind of, I guess, get back into the habit of finding interest in people, and it's understandable given the whole Cassidy debacle. You just got to think though, like I don't even think it's been that long, really, and yeah, it would have been months, but still, that could still feel like not that long of a gap between point A to where we're at right now. So. And not just that though, but given what Cassidy put Veronica through, given the fact that he had responsibility in regards to the bus incident, you can't exactly blame her for feeling shaken and being very, very cautious in terms of dipping her toes in the pool and all of that, in the shallow end of the pool. So yeah. So there is hope that this thing with her and Bronson can be something that is, not toxic on his side, but also something that is, maybe something that Mac can, even if it's just for a few years and all of that, maybe something that can, benefit Mac in terms of a relationship, build that confidence and all of that, because she does need it, and she is sweet, and she is amazing, and like I said, she does deserve it in terms of like what she's been through and just her as a whole. So yeah. So, but again, I think with that plot, it was, it was very, very. It did have its layers, especially with Gil and how he just couldn't stomach what was happening with Oscar the name. So yeah, but yeah, it did have its layers, because again, I did suspect it was going to be one of the scientists that just couldn't because you have to cut he even said it, that you have to cut yourself off from compassion, and he just couldn't do that, which I can't blame him. So because it wouldn't be a job that I would entertain for that reason. So yeah. But yeah, it was really, like I said, it was I guess a really good introductory to Bronson, and introducing that dating dynamic with him and Max. So yeah, as well as speaking out to Veronica as well. We had that discussion with Piz, and at the end, again, as I choke apparently. But yeah, it was really, really, really awkward. Like, that's it though. When they were having that bonding moment, I was suspecting, are they gonna maybe pair them two off? Maybe, because it was a nice scene between Veronica and Piz. Bonding over the acceptance of or lack of on anything lesser than what they want, really, in terms of especially a relationship. you're not going to just settle yourself for anyone or like that. That's it though, just because it's a must in terms of a relationship and all of that. So, because otherwise, are you really going to be happy? Are you really going to be content? What does your heart want? And of course, that opened the door for Veronica and Logan, of course, because, and again, as I said, it wasn't Veronica that broke up with Logan, but there is that kind of bitter pill for her to swallow in terms of acceptance, in terms of understanding why Logan did break up with her in that last episode. So yeah, and I wasn't sure if they would be together again or not, because I know they had a spell towards the end of season 1, and then things just got iffy between the pair, and then they had a spell once again with this up until like the midpoint of this season, and again, like when they or at least when the last episode concluded. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed that we didn't get a follow-up. That's it though. What happened with Mercer and Mo? Because we know that Logan got arrested, and then the next thing we know that he's just at the court, just grabbing food and all of that. So we didn't really get a follow-up from that. I mean, obviously Logan wasn't going to be locked away for like 5 years or whatever for vandalize, because that's it though. The only reason why he vandalized the car was because he wanted to get in share the same cell as Mercer and Mo so he can beat the living shit out of them, and we didn't get a follow-up from that. So I'm a little bit disappointed in terms of not finding out an iota of details in terms of what happened to those two pricks. So yeah, we didn't need to see it visually, but just a small crumb. So yeah. But I mean, yeah, like I said, in terms of Piz, when Logan showed up in that final scene, and you just saw like the color leave Piz's body, just because he just became so lifeless. Like he that's it. He was beaming feelings for Veronica. He wanted to be with Veronica. So yeah. But Veronica took the discussion and thought, okay, I want Logan back in my life and all of that. So Piz thought he made an impression, and so he saw Logan with Veronica, and it's like, yeah, his soul has left his body, and yeah. I do feel so bad for him. So, yeah. I do feel so bad for Piz. Oi. But yeah, of course, we did have the investigation of what happened to the Dean. Of course, it had to be ruled as a suicide because, yeah. But of course, there was that situation of forging the note. And I'm glad that Keith was able to click in terms of the last episode where you had that bottle of whiskey that was not opened for a reason, because the Dean wanted to anticipate being able to open that up when the time was right. So why would he take his own life without experiencing the thing that he has abstained himself from all of this time? So yeah. And it was really great as well in terms of him trying to question Landry, or try to trick Landry, should I say. But Landry was like, look, I know who you are. So, yeah. So that was a really great moment there as well. But, yeah, it seems like he is taking on this whole thing, which is to be expected. I mean, he was, he was the one to have to break the news to the Dean in regards to Mindy sleeping with Landry, and he has a responsibility. So, yeah. But I'm glad that what I said in the last episode did get brought up in this episode as well about Veronica's goodbye. Well, I didn't anticipate Veronica's goodbye cruel world to crop up. But the idea of planning a perfect murder, I think I did speculate about that in the last episode, about how relevant it is and how because I was thinking about, like, there is this jest about, don't anyone, you know, just because you got an A, don't anyone entertain the idea of being a killer or whatever, just because maybe I can be the killer. Someone could have been OTT and be like, you know what, that Dean's been pissing me off as of late, I'm going to kill him. That's it. You have this assignment and you get A's and you're like, But not that I don't know, because I mean, it's still early days in terms of assuming who could be the culprit of killing the Dean. But again, like I said, I mean, I had to mention it just because of the fact that it was brought up in the last episode, and now the Dean is dead, and you could potentially, not saying it's definitively, because there are multiple scenarios you could go about this in terms of who killed the Dean, but potentially someone could have taken that essay and had this light bulb moment inside their heads and be like, you know what? So, yeah. But it's a good job that I did bring it up, because it was brought up in this episode. So, yeah. But there does seem to be that idea of someone maybe having access to Veronica's paper. Well, to be fair, wasn't the paper actually put up on the... I think there was something about the paper being put up on display, those with A's, being put up in terms of, like, yeah, which might be a better idea in hindsight now that, well, the Dean is dead and someone wrote Veronica's Goodbye Cruel World. So yeah, but yeah, I'll throw Foyle's name into the hat as well, just because. So yeah, but yeah, it will be very interesting to follow that story now that Keith is very locked in, understandably. But yeah, like I said, all right episode, nothing too major, but yeah, definitely setting things up with the Dean, who killed the Dean. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!